Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Carlene plus
Jaime.
We are your mentors for the messy middle, where we talk about real love, real marriage, all the things in between, including the messy parts.
Yes, the messy middle. And we are in what, year 18?
About to be in year 18 this month. Oh, shoot.
Oh, wow. In a few days, actually.
Yeah. Wow. That surprised us. That was a real reaction, y'all. Like, we did not plan that at all.
It goes fast. So if you're watching this on May 11th, that is our anniversary. And that will be the 18th year of us together. Yeah, we're in adult marriage. So this is what we call that messy middle, right? It's like you made it past year 7, you're in the year 10 to about 20. And kids are there and everything begins to start going left and right, up and down. So we're just giving you our experience of what we've been through, and hopefully this podcast will help you in those areas.
Indeed. And so we're also wanting at this moment, for those of you who have not subscribed, that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're grateful that we are over 900 subscribers so far, and for that we are thankful to God. Because we really every week show up authentically as ourselves, just so that we can help others the way that we needed the help when we were going through. And so, yeah, if you haven't subscribed as yet, please go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and also before you go forward, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. It's the same handle, Carlene plus Jaime, and we appreciate the feedback that we've been getting on all of those platforms and how you have been engaging with us and liking our content. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there as well.
Awesome. As you all know, this weekend is a very special weekend. We celebrate our mothers. And so this episode is going to be talking about Mother's Day. And essentially, we just want to say Happy Mother's Day, especially to our mothers. And to those of you who are also mothers, maybe you may not have bore a child, but you may be a mother figure to someone. And so happy Mother's Day. We hope that you enjoy your day, whatever it looks like to you. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about Mother's Day. And let me start here. The year was 2011, and March 9th, I believe I think it was 3-something in the morning or 2-something in the morning. I don't remember. I know it was on a Wednesday. I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, Caitlin Calasar. And it was just a phenomenal feeling knowing that, oh my gosh, like I'm a mom.
Oh.
And I can do all the things that, I've dreamed of doing, right? With a child.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had like a brain fart. I'm like, why are you talking about March 9th? And what does that have to do with what this is? But it makes sense. My bad.
No worries.
Carry
on. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
And so I just felt it an honor and a privilege to be able to be holding this baby girl in my hands, and it's like a blank slate. And so I was just super excited. And then of course, September 16, Amber came, and I became a mom of 2. And so mothering has been one of the most important roles in life. And for that, I am so grateful to be a mom of Caitlin and Amber. And so, and becoming a mom, like you're trying to figure all the things out, right? Mm-hmm. I was trying to figure all the things out. And so here comes, that was March, April, May for Caitlin. 2 months later, I was celebrating my very first Mother's Day.
Right.
And, Mother's Day is a day where mothers are celebrated. And I don't remember what specifically happened, like how you celebrated me on that day, but I knew that you were very intentional about celebrating me and making sure that I felt loved and I felt like, all the things, right? Why are you laughing?
No, because I'm going to bring up a story.
Oh, dear. And so Mother's Day throughout the years has had its ebbs and flows.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna let Jamie go ahead and share what his story.
Yeah. So let me say this
Oh
for
gosh.
me, right? Mother's Day, there's a lot of pressure that I feel
Okay.
when it comes to celebrating Mother's Day.
Okay. Why?
Because one, you have a peculiar and a particular love language.
Uh-huh.
And
Which is what? In this season, what is it? I think all the seasons.
in this season, I think all the seasons, yeah, you like sentimental gifts that require a lot of thought, a lot of intentionality,
Yes.
and just a lot of, I would say, work, right, on my part. So there's always pressure for me every Mother's Day to ensure that I am trying to be as creative as possible. Right? It's not a simple holiday, and I don't know. That's for me. For maybe some other men out there, or some other, you could, because women buy gifts too. But I think for us in our relationship, for me, that it's not a simple holiday. It's not a simple day. It's a complex day. It's a day that I have to think about months in advance about what I'm going to do. And I learned this one year.
Okay. Here comes the story, y'all. Here it comes.
When I bought Carlene a KitchenAid mixer, right? It was a KitchenAid mixer. I had heard her talking about, we'd go to the mall, go to Macy's, and we're walking through. So in New York, you kind of walk through the home section to get to the cars. And she's always like, oh my gosh, I would love to have one of these. I want one of these. So I'm like, oh, bingo, easy Mother's Day gift. Let me buy the KitchenAid. Yo, let me tell you how heavy that thing is, number one. I'm carrying it, bringing it into the house, Mother's Day. I bust that sucker out. I'm thinking, yes, I killed it. Yo, Carlene looked at it, and I think you just walked away. Or your
No, I
face
didn't walk away. I would never have walked away.
You should have, or I think maybe that would have been better. You just looked at it, and your face was so dreary, disappointing, and I'm thinking what did I do wrong? And that's when you explained to me that on Mother's Day, don't buy me no gift that's for the house. So I had to go return the KitchenAid, and I had to go figure something out.
Yeah, you did figure it out.
I don't know
I
what.
think you got me shoes. I think you got me shoes because remember, I think I was working, doing a lot of, I was working with kids, of course, but I was doing a lot of walking.
Shoes is crazy. I bought you shoes.
I think you got me some Tory Burch shoes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the Tory Burch flats.
Yeah. I think it was the flats, the ballet flats.
Bought me shoes.
But he bought me shoes. But that was something that I felt like I needed, and then every time I look at it, I could be like, oh my gosh, my husband bought me these shoes because he knew that I needed some shoes. Okay, so let's give a little backstory on the mixer.
Why couldn't you look at the KitchenAid like that?
Because
all right, go ahead.
I expressed this to Jamie, right? So it's just crazy how in childhood, you observe certain things and it sticks with you so much that when it happens to you, I had a visceral reaction to it. I know his heart was in the right place. I knew that he, this was something that was thoughtful that he felt like I needed, and I probably did need it. However, I felt like you can buy me a KitchenAid any time of the year, but Mother's Day, I feel like it should be a day where I get or I'm celebrated the way I want to be celebrated, not you celebrating me the way that you think. So it's weird. Anyway, so here's the backstory. I remember, I think it was a Christmas time growing up. I think it was one of the only Christmases that we did celebrate as a family when my parents were together. And I remember my father bought my mom a KitchenAid mixer that she still has to this day. He bought her a KitchenAid mixer. Durable. And I remember looking at her face and feeling like this mixer is not for her. yes, it's going to make her life easier in terms of like baking stuff and mixing stuff. However, I just felt like this was more for the house than it was for her. And then, and so for me, I've always saw that if you're buying me an appliance for like my birthday or for Christmas, and it's to be used for the house, like I don't feel like you were, I don't think, I didn't feel like you understand that this is for the house. You're gifting me something for the house that you can also use. But when I think about a gift, this is something for me. And so I remember telling him that, and he was just like, oh, I get it. No worries. He returned it, and that's when he bought me the shoes.
Right.
But I think it speaks specifically to at the root of this conversation that we're having tonight. Essentially, you can have the best intentions as a spouse, as a husband on Mother's Day. And sometimes I feel that Jamie is more of the big ticketed item spender, right? He would get me, expensive bags or, things that didn't cost like $2. And I'm not saying I necessarily want something that's $2, but for me, it's more about the intentionality behind it. Um, that stuff does not move me. Like the glitz and the glamour in like getting name brand stuff. It does not move me the same way the intentionality of, oh, I decided to make you breakfast. I decided to have the girls make something for me that will last a lifetime, right? And I'm not saying those things, those bags or the shoes or the clothes wouldn't last, but I just think about the easy way out is going to a store and just picking up. The easy way out is going to Publix or one of these grocery stores and buying flowers and balloons, right? It's like it's easy. Like if that's not something that speaks to me, or I can't really truly appreciate it because it doesn't really speak to my love language, then it's not for me. It's for you to feel like, check, I got her something.
Right. So this episode is over. You all heard what she said. I don't have anything else to contribute. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep on thinking of how to let's go back, right? So I appreciate you telling me that because now and that's something that's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to know your spouse's love language, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would buy you those things because those are things that I think I would like to see you have, one.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, two, it appears to me that from just looking at just how other women react to like these bags or these expensive things, that they would want or they would like something like that. So I would take that and see that and assume, oh yeah, that Carlene would like that. Like I've never heard you speak negatively about a Louis Vuitton bag or negatively about any luxury bag or any shoe. You would see things you like. So yes, it's easy, but it's also, I think there is some thought to it to me to like go and to want, if I can afford those things, to buy those things for you because those are things that I would like to see you have.
Right. But the part that you just said that a lot of men, I think, get wrong is you see other women liking those specific things. Like you cannot categorize me as other women, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am your woman. Your woman. I am your wife. And so you cannot compare what brings other people joy, that it may bring the very same joy to me, because that means that you haven't considered me. You have not seen me. And we just talked about in a previous episode, I think 2 episodes ago. If you have missed that episode, please go back and listen to it, because it's almost like this is like a part 2 of like where it really matters that your spouse sees you, your spouse hears your heart. And even though I may not speak negatively, I have. Let's be real, right? This is we're always keeping it a buck here. I've always said I don't want expensive bags if I have no money in the bank, right?
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I feel that it doesn't make sense to me walking around with an expensive bag and your bank account does not match that that expensive item, that luxury item.
Right.
Right? I know that I've said that, and I'm not saying at all I don't appreciate, you do buy me things of that nature, but at the core of who I am, I don't need those things.
Right.
Those things are like it's like it's like a privilege. It's like a plus. Like, yeah, I don't say privilege, but it's a plus. Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. However, if you say today on Mother's Day, I'm going to make you breakfast, my favorite stuff, pancakes, hash browns. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Biscuits, all the stuff that I probably won't eat during the week or whatever. I want a nice spread of intentionality. And you do that. You wake up early in the morning, you go to the grocery store, and all I'm doing is upstairs. I have like quiet moments to myself where I'm journaling or listening to music or reading text messages from people saying Happy Mother's Day, and I'm wishing other people Happy Mother's Day. And then I come downstairs and I see this big spread on the table. I see handmade crafts that the girls made, handmade cards of intentionality. Like, that speaks volumes to my heart. That lets me know that I'm seen. That lets me know I am heard. That lets me know that I am loved deeply. Those are the things that bring me joy.
Okay. Now I see you're very passionate about this by the way you're speaking.
I'm sorry.
So I appreciate it. But I just want to backtrack a little bit.
Yes.
Now, I've never bought Carlene a luxury bag for Mother's Day. And I would never do that if we don't got money in the bank account.
Right.
But then also too, I think there is low key a part of the
the male ego?
The male ego, no, but the male ego and the lavish gifts, because maybe indirectly or directly, I'm trying to let you know I would like that too.
See, bingo, y'all. Bingo.
Because everybody,
That's
everybody in these streets know Father's Day is usually a tie and a pair of socks. Right? Like, we're gonna have the Father's Day episode.
Yes, we will.
It's gonna be
yes, we will.
It's gonna be a tie,
it's gonna be
a pair of socks. It's gonna be a public shaming or something like that, right? So I think sometimes men would, or we would probably do that as a way of expressing, look, this is what my love language for you is, or this is what my love language is. So I would think that if it makes me happy, I would assume it would make you happy as well, right? And I'm not saying I'm just doing that because I want to get like expensive gifts or whatever. I'm totally cool on Father's Day if I could just chill, watch sports, and eat something good, right? But I think the thing that I'm getting at is just saying that these are things that I would buy, or that I'd buy, or I'd want to get to for you because I would like to see you with it. Like, I think there is a pride in me to see you with something that I bought you and you wearing it. Like, I can say, I bought you that. Like, I bought my woman that. That's my gift to her. So that's probably why, I would want to get you some of those expensive luxury items. Now, I've changed lately or I think you've helped me understand, because truthfully, I'd prefer this, making you breakfast, than having to go out and outdo a luxury item that I got you last year. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Because it's almost like, how many bags
I got one
how
up.
How many jewelry items are you going to get? How many of those things are you going to get? because after a while, and for some women, don't get me wrong, some women love that.
Yeah.
Right? They love the
and that's
being
cool.
lavished over, and I love that for women that want that. I just don't.
Right. And it was a learning process of me to figure out like what is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know I got a rhythm, but then also too, I'm like, don't you get tired of the breakfast?
No, not at all. Again, it's the intentionality of it speaks to my heart. It speaks to my soul when you're like, oh, I have a spa, something for you to, a spa booked for you to go to. Absolutely. Sign me up. You know what I mean? Like, it's those things that where you're like, I see that you are grinding. I see that this is something that this is a day where we can lavish you on you. And so being intentional about what speaks to my heart is what brings me joy and peace on Mother's Day. I just want to be seen. I don't need the things. I just want to be seen as a mom who devotes her everything to her children and to her spouse. And I'm like shedding tears because I think it's so important that as a woman that you feel the sense of being loved and you're cared for. And so yeah, I as you can see, I'm I'm tearing up. I'm getting emotional about it because I think there's just so much that as women we're holding, and it's just the opportunity to be celebrated. It's something special, and so again, I don't need a lot. It's the simple, intentional um opportunities that let you guys are saying, yo, my mom, yo, my wife, the way she mothers our kids, yeah, I have to. And I think sometimes that's missed. Sometimes it's missed in transit, like you may throughout the years that may not have I may not have had the words or the intentionality or I may not have had the words to pretty much sum up what I just said because there's just so much going on. You're like, well, I guess I just, am I really deserving of this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be celebrated the way that I feel like I need to. And so I know some women may almost say like, don't do all that for me. I just wanna chill. Like I don't feel like I deserve all of that. So let me just go ahead and just get whatever the bare minimum is. And I don't think I deserve that. The way that I show up every day, for my family, for my children, yeah, I don't deserve for it to just be looked over, or for me to be looked over. I should be celebrated. And so, yeah.
Yeah, no, well, thank you for being
Whew.
vulnerable with our audience
Yes.
and for that. But I agree that I think the core, what I had to learn in our marriage was it's just mainly about knowing what your love language is and listening. Because I think like, honestly, maybe I had stopped listening because I knew that you're very specific about how you want to be celebrated. Because I even remember like your birthdays.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like, same thing. I'm a dude. And also, too, you, for the wives out there, for the girlfriends, well, for the mothers out there, with your significant other, it's important that you explain how you want to be celebrated. Because I didn't grow up in a household where I saw my father celebrating my mother for Mother's Day. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is. I think maybe what I know is what I saw on TV or what I'm hearing other people say. And usually that comes with you buy gifts and you take them out to dinner. That's how you celebrate Mother's Day. And what's interesting too is like America's capitalism, they like pump like, and now with like social media, it's like pumping every day in front of your face, like, oh, I got this for the mother, or buy this, buy that, right? It's spend money. When truly, like, it's not even for your love language, and I'm not speaking in general for everybody, but with how your love language is and how you've explained it to me, a grand Mother's Day gift for you would cost probably no more than $40. And that's a big number, because what I need to make breakfast or what I need to do is probably less than that to just buy the ingredients.
Yeah.
But I would have never known that unless Carlene spoke up, because I've never asked her how she wanted to be celebrated.
Right. You just assume.
I just assumed, right? And so a lot of times guys really want to do what their spouse wants to do, or or their significant other do, or how they want to celebrate mothers. It's just that if we don't know, we don't, right? We can't assume. So I appreciate the fact that you explained to me how it is you want to be celebrated, what makes your heart melt, and just being very intentional about listening to you, because we're going to talk about the birthday episode. That was a whole nother thing too, right? So but we have to keep the lines of communication open, and frequent, and listen, and not just hear what your significant other is saying or what the mother in your life is saying, but to also listen. Did I say hear and listen? Whatever I said, just make sure you're hearing them and you're listening to them.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. And as you were talking, I was gonna ask you, like, growing up in a West Indian home, Caribbean home, Mother's Day, did you feel like your mom wanted to be celebrated?
No, I didn't.
Like in a grand gesture way?
No, I don't. I didn't. I never got that feeling like in a grand gesture way. But I also would say I think she would have definitely appreciated it. I think that she, excuse me, I don't think she said anything, but I think she would have appreciated. Like we know, but we always said Happy Mother's Day, by a card or whatever, and
I'm
it's
talking
just
about
like,
when you were. Oh, you're talking about when you were younger.
yeah, when I was younger, like we'd always make sure we said Happy Mother's Day by a card. All right, that's it, and then keep it moving, right? I think we went out to dinner maybe a few times, but my mom doesn't like going out to eat and stuff like that. So it's always like, for me, I feel like it's always like a complicated thing, because I really want to like make sure you're happy, or make sure that it was good. I feel good if you feel good, and I think that's just a thing with me, period.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to let Carlene down, and that's with everything. I go into like a crazy weird space, so that's why it's like I overthink it, and I'm just trying to like figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, folks.
Well, I would say this before we go, right? Like, making the episode practical. Is there anything that you would want to say to a mother who feels unseen?
Yeah, I think I expressed it a bit. If you are a mom that feels unseen for Mother's Day, I think I've always said this in the episodes where we talk about how to make sure that you are seen as a Black woman, as a mom, as a woman, period. And I can't harp this enough. You have to say something. You have to share it. You have to let your person know that you do not feel seen. Um, Unfortunately, every marriage is not the same, where communication is not healthy. And I think that's the part that you need to get healthy in first, being able to communicate in healthy ways with your spouse if there are communication issues. But if there aren't communication issues, where you feel free enough to know that if you say something about the way that you want to be loved, the way that you want to be seen, that you say it unapologetically, because you deserve to be seen. You deserve for your spouse, your significant other, to know how you want to be celebrated. And I know for Jamie, it took a while for him to understand, like, I don't need the big things. I don't need the grand gestures. I just need simple but thoughtful. I don't need a whole lot. And he could not have changed or tweaked or essentially understand where it was I was coming from until I said something to him. And I had to repeat it over and over and over and over and over again until he was able to change that. But essentially, when I tell you the way that this man celebrates me, I'm just so be humble.
I
Where's
am
the
very
thing?
humble.
Sit down, be humble.
I,
Okay.
okay, yes. Thank you, Kendrick.
I'm just really happy that you could see the fruits of me not being silent or staying silent. I was able to and prayerfully express to him what it was that I wanted for me. And I'm just so grateful that I did and did not hold that in. If I did, I probably would be very disgruntled. I think I would be very angry, an angry woman, because I'll be like, frustrated because my husband is not seeing me. And it's like this dance. And I think it's maturity too. The mature part of you have to say, I know that this may not land on. The mature part of me had to come to a place where it's like, I don't want you to be guessing. I want to take the guesswork out of it for you. Let me just tell you, right? And then I don't want to necessarily tell you every single year, but I just want to tell you, express it, and see you do it, see the action. So that would be it for me. Like, communicate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah. And to the husbands, sons, daughters, significant others that are celebrating the women in our lives, the mothers in our lives, I'll just encourage you to be creative, to just be thoughtful, like Carlene said, involve the kids, and just sit down and really consider and think about how it is that you want to celebrate that mother, or how that mother wants to be celebrated, beyond the gifts, beyond the beyond the trips and all those things. What are those gestures, those little things that are big and important to that person that you can do? I just think it's just really important that I celebrate you, because you are a strong, beautiful, wonderful, talented. I mean, the way that you hold all of us together, not just our kids, but me. I just would always want to give you the world, so this Mother's Day and on, it's just always going to be important for me to just really hear your heart. And if it changes, that's wonderful as well. And so I just want you to know, happy Mother's Day. I love you. And thank you for all that you do, not just for us, but for the greater world as well. So,
y'all had me crying on here for the first time.
Yeah.
Mercy, Lord. I pray that this microphone wasn't scratching, because if it was scratching.
I know. I had my eye on it, and I pray that it wasn't either. So
that it was scratching a bit?
It wasn't. I'm just looking at this wonderful ear you have.
Oh, is it on there?
It's not on there, but I don't know if the people want to hear that. So.
Okay. I know, but I just.
Now it's on there.
Okay. All right. Now it's on.
Oh, the wrong one. That one. That side. Okay. Right, it looked like it was on it. But okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all again for joining us on another episode of Carlene Jaime. Again, do not forget to share this episode with a mom, with a husband, with a couple, or whomever that you feel would add value to them and their situation. So again, thank you for rocking with us. Don't forget to subscribe. Watch this long, you need to subscribe if you haven't.
Facts.
But again, this is your girl Carlene.
It's your boy Jamie.
Peace.